Joseph Ratzinger, Very Few Notes on the New Pope, by Ciro Discepolo. Joseph Ratzinger, born in Markel on April 16, 1927, is the new pontiff at 415. He is a pure Aries because he is such more because of the position of the sun in the first house than because of it being in the sign of Aries. This, combined with the basic Teutonic temperament, will make him a man of integrity, with very little vocation for diplomacy and mediation. His speech on the eve of the conclave of April 19th, in which he was elected, was exemplary. This is my position on the Church, and if I am elected, you will know what to expect from me. His orthodox fundamentalism, aimed at bringing the Church of Peter back within very narrow basic doctrinal fences, should have been his throwing in the towel in the consistory competition. Instead, it was exactly the opposite, evidently because all the cardinals felt the need at this time to put a stop to all the ecumenism of Pope Wojtyla and his throwing their arms around the necks of sister churches and others. The new pope, chosen above all by the stars, his very clear conjunction Jupiter ascendant, was a harbinger of very high positions in his hierarchy, like the Jupiter in the mid-heaven of his predecessor, is first of all a man of extraordinary intelligence, close conjunction Mercury-Uranus in the first house, but also of an uncommon radical sense, the same conjunction squares almost to the degree Mars in Gemini. A man of steel, forged by the stars and by the Teutonic character of the land that gave him his origins. I see him as inflexible without the possibility of compromise, semi-openings, and any bargaining. He will be an Aries as astrology wants, without nuances, or almost. The very rigorous Saturn in the 9th house and in Sagittarius in trine to Uranus also describes the power of his ecclesiastical science, of his value as a philosopher, of his remarkable knowledge. Undoubtedly his photogenic nature, the extraordinary positive connection with the media provided by Jupiter in the ascendant and by a Venus in the 2nd house, will have had a very notable weight in his election as Bishop of Rome. Naturally, there is also faith. Could it be completely lacking in a pope? With a Pisces ascendant and a magnificent Sun-Neptune trine. Regarding the election, I will leave my colleagues to indulge in transits that are good for everything and the opposite of everything, and I will limit myself to just 2 observations. The first is that ours was elected a few days after his birthday. This element alone, in my opinion, has a weight 50% greater than all the other factors to be taken into consideration in the analysis of events. The second is a mix of elements from the last SR, for those who know how to read this extraordinary tool of astrological analysis. The close conjunction Mars-Neptune in the 1st house, the strong radical impulse that suggested those words on the eve of the conclave, words that in my opinion determined his election, an ascendant and a Pluto in the 11th, the help and favor of important cardinals, the conjunction Sun-Venus in the 3rd house. If advertising is the soul of commerce, the press worked hard in his favor in the days preceding his election, perhaps repeating that he had committed harakiri with his own words. But today, as we all know, the important thing is also to be on television, in the newspapers, to appear